Football season is definitely in swing. We got NFL starting in a couple weeks. College football has already started. Someone please get Michael Irvin a towel. Sweating entirely too much on that Orlando pregame. I mean, that made no sense at all. But I'm going to kick it to you about the Cardinals.
Right.
It was disaster last week. Was it better?
Yeah, it was better. It was better, right? So the Raiders cheated, right? Okay, they didn't cheat, but nobody game plans in the preseason, and you're sending blitzes and mixing stuff up and moving things around. And then in the post-game press conference, you're like, oh no, our defensive coordinator did a great job. You're not supposed to do a great job. You're supposed to get a look, right? So Minnesota comes up, and Arizona does what it's supposed to do to play Minnesota. They say, okay, let me stop. Let me draw up some things. Let me take this slightly more seriously.
Right.
And they looked a lot better. The problem that they couldn't punch it in, the Cardinals couldn't punch it in for a touchdown, I think mostly has to do with momentum.
Right.
I watched this drive, the opening sequences 3-4 times, right, and rewind in. I watched the replay the next day. When David Johnson fumbles, that stopped the momentum, right? It should have been a fumble. They should have lost the ball, but they get the ball back, and the Cardinals can't punch it in because that offense puts a defense on its heels. And if the defense is moving back and trying to figure out what happens, that is an advantage for the offense.
Right.
If you stop, everybody resets, and then you go vanilla, then the advantage goes back to the defense. So I think, yes, the Cardinals looked a lot better. We're going to need to see a lot more. But it's like I wrote the other day. I'm like, yo, they're not going to look this bad going forward. The Raiders cheated. They cheated.
Raiders did 3 straight blitzes in a preseason game.
Right, and sent the pressure from different spots every day. They cheated. Like, you don't do that in the preseason. You don't do that.
Do you double in the warm-up game, the open gym?
No. So if I'm Tony Snell, I'm not calling for help, right? If I'm Tony Snell, I'm telling everybody, get back. I got this guy. He's not scoring on me. Game up. I got him. Right? Also, if I'm Tony Snell, I'm like, this dude's actually complaining about the double team. So everybody was wrong in that situation except Joakim Noah. Put him back in the NBA.
Yeah, I love Joakim. Joakim called him out. Devin needs that.
Yeah.
He needs that. He needs that on his team.
Listen, Devin needs to get doubled. He needs to work on playing off the double. I understand that he wants to work on individual skills. Okay, go do that somewhere else. You're in a gym full of people, cameras are on, step it up. Double me, triple me, I don't care what you do, I'm still scoring. But like open gym situation is an ultimate test of who you are. Like it's a mentality and integrity thing. Open gym has nothing to do with like skills and practice and all that. I'll try to check Devin Booker in an open gym. I know he's going to score 300 points on me, but I'm not asking for a double. I'm talking trash the whole time, and I'm going to give him everything I've got. That's what Snell should have done. That's not what Snell did.
That was. I just wanted to throw that in there. I mean, I know that wasn't on our immediate agenda, but I just had to throw it out there because the doubling is similar to what you would do blitzing in a preseason game. But I want to get into the whole Arizona-Hawaii. Because I was watching Miami, Florida, and that was like a cluster of whatever. I mean, it was just turnover. I mean, it was. I was glad when the game was over. So I switched to that. First of all, Cedric Byrd, second, his NFL tape is set. He needs to just stop playing. The man had over 200 yards receiving, 4 touchdowns. Listen, just sit on the shelf and say, tell the league, hey, this is who I am. Draft me 3rd round. I'll be your slot guy for 10 years. Okay, so let's get back to the game itself. Arizona, I do not understand how you lose this game when you got, like you said, 4 picks. You got 4 picks. You give anybody 4 picks, they should win the game against a team that had lesser talent. Because you can see towards the end of the game, Arizona started wearing them down, and Hawaii was hanging on the string. They were like, let the clock run out so we can get out of here with a win. But I feel bad for Khalil Tate. He tried. It could have been 2 plays. He decided, hell with this, I'm going with 1 to make it happen, didn't get in. I mean, that was like the Tennessee Titans, right, against the Rams?
So the thing I thought about with Khalil was it reminded me of him a couple of years ago, of course, being able to move move around in the pocket, get up the field, pressure the defense with his feet. I wonder what the offensive coordinator, what was Noah Mazzoni doing, right? Tell me what he was drawing up.
I don't know. It looked like he was, obviously it was a straight drop back. And then he decided he was going to roll a little bit. And then when you watch the full scope, I don't know if the receivers, see, that's like scramble play for me. And receivers need to be moved. Okay, I'm here. And, you know, it needs to be on a coordinated type deal. So I think if you want to go 2 plays, do a quick get 10 yards, and then you're inside the 15,
right.
and then maybe you throw a fade or something like that. But I didn't. But clearly he didn't like what he saw,
right?
Because he bailed out of it.
Let me give you one more. I used to have a coach who used to always say, "Don't get tackled on the one." Do you put this on Khalil, or do you say that Hawaii made a play?
Hawaii made a play,
right?
But I don't like going inside. I know he probably didn't have any choice, but I would prefer go for the pylon.
Yeah.
Maybe you stick the ball out and you all your body's out of bounds except the ball.
Right.
And then maybe they give it to you. I would prefer that and pray the officials read it right than to go inside of traffic. But then again, then they would have had to make the PAT, would have been overtime. Or maybe they went for two. But lastly, though, Andrew Luck retiring.
Yeah.
Wow.
This happens in the NFL, right?
It's happening lately a lot.
We had a linebacker a couple of years ago from San Francisco. Was it Gorman?
I think so. Yeah. He retired.
He retired after like 2 seasons.
Right.
Football's hard.
Yeah, it is.
And we need to stop and acknowledge that football hurts and football is not easy to do.
Right.
It's tough on your brain. It's tough on your body. And we all know what it feels like when you get up in the morning and something ain't right. Imagine that's happening every single day in and day out, to the point that it's affecting your thoughts. And if you want some wild, pure, crazy, way out there speculation,
we do.
What if the guy either didn't want to take pain pills or realized he was taking too many pain pills? And what if he was making a decision for his overall health that we're not hearing about from behind the scenes?
Right.
Regardless, the guy threw for what? 4,000 some odd yards last season, 40 some odd touchdowns last season. Clearly, Luck still could play.
Comeback player of the year, right?
Comeback player of the year. I wish him the best. I completely stand behind him and his decision to take care of his own future, regardless of whether the fans booed him, regardless of whether people in jobs like ours are criticizing him or saying what he did or didn't do wrong.
Right.
That's his decision. It's for him to make, for him and his family, and I've got his back. I'm behind him on this 1,000%. I hope that his health recovers. I hope he has a nice full life. Football's hard.
Football is hard, and that guy was a warrior.
Yeah.
Wasn't like he was a pretty boy type quarterback.
He was coming through with injuries, right? Like he was playing through stuff. He would get drilled. I remember 3-4 years ago when he would get hit, and they would show him patting off for defensive linemen on the helmet.
I just saw that recently. Nice play, nice hit, yeah.
Come on, man. Yeah. This guy went to Stanford. This isn't a guy who's jumping back there and throwing it and spraying it all over the field. He's a football player, right? If he's hurting, he's hurting. You got to trust the guy. If a guy says he's hurt, you got to believe him.
You got to believe him. I hated that he went out like that with the booze.
Yeah.
That was just totally unnecessary. Look, the man put it on the line for this franchise because that franchise was still Peyton Manning hangover.
Yeah, for sure.
And then he came in and gave it new life, got him in the playoffs. And
won playoff games.
Right, one playoff game. They didn't win a championship, but hell, Peyton Manning only won one there. So, come on. Yeah, I just didn't like that because I get it. You hear news, it's instantaneous, and all of a sudden he's walking off and everybody on their phone, boo. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Let that go. But again, football season is here.
Thank God.
Greg is on it with Arizona State and the Cardinals in Arizona, and I'm just on the TV watching all the games.